What is up? Welcome back to this week's episode of Comp Talk, where today we are going to review an actual experience mod worksheet and talk about some of the lessons that we've learned from it. But first, I just want to say thank you. The You guys are awesome. The the number of people that have reached out on social media said, "Hey, I like what you're doing," or "Please share this," or "Please talk about this," has been absolutely phenomenal. I just got off the phone a little bit ago with an underwriter, and she said, "What you're doing to help educate people is fantastic. Thank you for doing that. A lot of people don't know this information." And I'm not doing it for that. I'm just doing it to help make the world a better place when it comes to workers' compensation. Because the reality is, I think that we don't focus on it enough, and it's taking resources away from businesses, it's hurting employees, and there's just a better way. And that better way starts with you, the business owner, and you, the injured worker, at the center of that. And so today, we're going to talk about an NCCI experience mod worksheet. So let me share my screen with you. If you're listening to this, via audio, this recording is going to be put on YouTube. All of our recordings are actually put on YouTube. Go ahead and search for the Comp Effect, and you'll be able to find all the videos there. In the meantime, I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see. Here we go. All righty. So this is an actual redacted workers' compensation experience rating worksheet. And real quick, the firm NCCI, which stands for the National Council on Compensation Insurance, they produce these documents. In roughly 40, 41 states in the country, every insurance carrier will submit your business's or a business's data to a third party, which is NCCI, to calculate and produce an experience mod. And here's the way that this works. This calculation is produced roughly 6 months after the effective date of your policy. So in the case of the business that we're looking at here, this policy is effective on November 1st, and this experience rating worksheet was produced on May 26th. And here's the reason it takes 5 or 6 months to get that rating worksheet updated. So after the policy renews, there is an audit period phase in which the business completes the audit and the final actual payroll is totaled for the most recent policy period. And when the insurance company has that, they report the final payroll and current claim information to NCCI. What we're going to talk about today is why it's so important for businesses to manage what is being reported to NCCI. And in the case of this worksheet, the data that has been reported has been very costly to this business because it was higher than it should have been. All right, so here's the struggle that this particular business is having. Currently today, they have an experience mod of 0.99. One is considered average. And so if we refer back to our grade school days, A, B, C, D, F, right? Not a mod of one is a C. A mod below one is an A. A mod higher than one could be a D or an F. We use software from mod advisors to help us calculate, first of all, whether the mod that is being produced is accurate, because sometimes mistakes happen. And two, we use it to find out what their floor is or the lowest mod that they can possibly have. And the third thing we use it for is to find out how much a business is overpaying because of lazy claim management. So here we go. In the case of this business, I asked them to send me their workers' compensation experience rating worksheet. They had never seen a workers' compensation rating worksheet before. And it's sad, but this is not uncommon. If you're a business and you're paying more than $3,500 a year in workers' compensation premium, you probably have a work comp experience rating worksheet. And all you need to do to get that worksheet is call NCCI. Call NCCI. The phone number is listed under contact us. Choose option 4 for rating worksheets. Choose option 1 if you're a policyholder, which you are. And they will send you this worksheet. It's your data. Now, they won't send it to any other agent. They don't send it to third parties. So if you're the actual business, you're going to need to verify that with like federal tax ID number or some confidential information. But nobody can get this information without your permission. And so typically the only people that get it are the carrier who's reporting the data, your insurance agent, and you. Those are the three people that are looking at this document unless you send it to somebody else, which in case this business did. I asked to see their most recent worksheet and I asked to see their most recent loss history. And what I want to do is look at those two documents and I'm going to look and see if there's any trends, anything that stands out, anything that just seems a little off to me. And it became very clear right away that there were problems with how this account is being handled. And the problems that we're going to talk about today are not uncommon. Uh, I think the reality is nobody's looking at this stuff, and it's hard to understand. And honestly, it's favored for the insurance carrier, not for you. And so, if nobody's actively managing this on a policy period basis, they're going to end up paying more. And that's exactly what happened to this business. So on this workers' compensation experience rating worksheet, we can see that the production date at the top is was produced May 26th of 2020. And we're going to focus on the most recent policy period, which is the November 18 to the November 19 policy period. There are four claims. Um, just as a refresher here, number 6 claim means medical only. That claim amount is reduced by 70%. Claims that have a injury code of 9 mean that there was indemnity or maybe temporary disability that has also been paid out. Those claims become very costly to an insured because they move your mod a lot more than a number 6 code. When I reviewed the claim history, the problem here is the amount that was reported to NCCI by the carrier was higher than what was on the claims worksheet. And what's even worse is these two claims that are number 9 here at the very bottom, the $7,412 claim and the $33,000 claim, were closed a month after the production date of this. In the case of the $33,000 claim, the insurance company settled it for $15,000. Had the insurance company reported a $15,000 estimated loss, it would have saved this client 2 points on their experience mod. That may not sound like a lot, but it's $1,200 minimum to this business, $1,200 that they're paying to the insurance company because the insurance company didn't produce an accurate reserve, and the only person that pays for that is the business. Here's the problem with the other claim. The claim that says $7,412, that was a surgery that resulted also in some time off of work. And when I looked at the loss history, it said that $500 was paid in indemnity. Now, indemnity can either mean maybe it's a payment for disability for an injury that somebody doesn't have use of their body, or it is payment for wages because that person isn't working. For the $500 that was paid in indemnity, it moved this claim from a number 6 to a number 9. And instead of the claim being reduced by 70%, now it has 100% of the weight. When we calculate this with our Mod Advisor software, that claim, the difference between that claim being a number 6 and a number 9 is 5 points on the experience mod. 5 points on a $60,000 plus workers' compensation policy will cost this business $3,000 per year additional in workers' compensation premium. This is why we're doing this, people. Had the adjuster, the agent, anybody at the business had a conversation or been included, maybe that business could have said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pay this injured worker leave until they come back. And that business would have spent $500 in payroll paying that injured worker. Had that happened, this claim would have been a number 6 and their premium would have been $3,000 less. Instead, this claim will stay on their history for 3 years, and this business will pay $3,000 in year one, $3,000 in year two, $3,000 in year three. $9,000 is the added cost of this business because of a $500 indemnity payment. I don't make the rules, people, but this is why the system is skewed in favor of the insurance company and skewed in favor of making a higher mod when things like this happen. And this is why we talk about this stuff on the podcast, because it pains me to see a business that's going to overpay $9,000 because one, they didn't know that that was an option. Two, it wasn't communicated to them by either the agent or the adjuster. And three, now they're stuck financially paying the bill for what they didn't know. I see it all the time in my industry where people only want to talk about the price of the policy and who has the cheapest policy price. But the reality is, if there's not education and management that is ongoing during the policy year when a claim is happening, this is what's going to happen to that business. $9,000. So these two claims, the over-reporting is one problem. The claim being a number 9 as opposed to number 6 is another problem. And we're going to see some more claims that are going to come on this year that are going to continue to keep that mod high. It's an unfortunate situation for this business, but I think we'll get a plan in place here to help reduce some of those costs. So I know your time is valuable. I hope this information was helpful for you. I hope that whether you're a new agent or a business, and this is your first time hearing this, you can see the value in paying an employee to stay at home rather than letting the insurance company pay. And I'm going to tell you, this is a fairly common procedure. All you need to do is talk to your insurance company about it. And the insurance company, they get it. The adjuster gets it. They know why you want to do it. And that's perfectly okay with them. But if you say you don't want to, they're perfectly okay charging you $9,000 and only paying out $500 too. And with that information, I'm going to sign off for today. If you want to ask us a question or have anything you want us to look at, Todd Tams at thecompeffect.com is my email. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We love doing this stuff. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much and have a fantastic day.